Closer Encounters. Do you believe in the ancient alien theory? We talk about this and much, much more. If you have a story or maybe a question that you'd like to get answered, give us a call. The number here is 347-989-1008. Again, the number 347-989-1008. Give us a call here at Closer Encounters. I'd love to talk to you. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Closer Encounters Live, the show where you, the listener, is also the guest. It's been a crazy few minutes, as you can imagine. It seems like every time we want to do one of these special shows, especially, we run into all kind of nice little glitches. But so far, knock on wood, we've got them worked out, and the studio is up and running. We are running live broadcast on there now. And we are live on Facebook, and I also have my special guest waiting on standby on Skype. So far so good. Hopefully everything's going to stay connected, and we'll be okay. So we'll see what happens here real quick. Okay. First things first. It looks like maybe we have Sharon with us. Let's see if we can bring her up here real quick. Sharon, is that you, dear?
Yeah, that's me. Merry Christmas, Clarence.
Merry Christmas, and I'm so glad to hear from you. Fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of glitches as you talk.
Okay. Is it like a skip or?
I'm gonna hang in there. It's like, you're far away and you click out and click in.
Okay.
But I'm listening, and I'm anxious to listen to your speaker, and good luck with a good show.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I'm going to leave you live on the line, so if you have anything to say or whatever at the time or whatever, just give a shout and we'll see what happens. So, alrighty. Okay.
Are we allowed to ask the caller questions at the end, or?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yeah, we're definitely going to make time for people and whatever. Okay, looks like she's calling in here. Let's let me get her connected here real quick.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Hello, Jillian. How are you, dear?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
It's an honor.
It's an honor to have you, believe me. We're just getting things rolling here. Sharon, you're online here on the radio. Can you hear Lillian okay over the speaker?
It's Jillian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear her.
You can hear her? Okay. Jillian, can you hear Sharon?
Yes.
Yep. Kate, how do you take this down, this bar?
Okay, cool.
How do you take this down? Hold on, I'm trying to... This is my daughter's computer.
Cool.
I don't even like to see myself, honestly. So I just went out... Are we live right now?
Mm-hmm.
We're live?
Yes.
So I just went outside to take a picture like I always do.
Mm-hmm.
And there was smoke that, just came right up in the camera.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? Holy crap, if that's not validation, oh my gosh.
No doubt.
I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay, cool.
I'm just, blown away. I'd had smoke happen before, and I sent you that picture in my camera.
Right.
But not like this.
Wow, that's awesome. I want to say hi to Gail.
Is that a bad sign?
Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, really.
What?
She wanted to know if that was a bad sign.
No, it's a great sign.
It's a great sign. There you go.
It's validation. I do it every time I'm about to talk. it's just mind blowing to me. It's always something new.
Absolutely.
We talked about that picture that I sent you when I first talked to you, and what you saw, and that's the only other time that something like that happened.
Right. Okay, what I want to do is I want to bring my live feed down and set it here on the table so people can actually see who I'm talking to here. I see Andre's with us. He just come in. Hello, Andre. Hopefully I can do this the right way. So bear with me, folks. I'm trying to get it set up here so we can get this right. There we go.
I'm sorry, that was just really exciting, and I just had to share.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's just more validation.
Absolutely.
One thing, one day at a time. You know, wow.
That's the
Every
truth.
day is new.
Yes. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that this is set right here.
Okay, I'm gonna get up for one sec. No, we're live, but
Yeah, this is actually our first time that everything so far is working together. So hopefully, hopefully it'll maintain. I'm going to try to open up my other computer on Facebook so I can see exactly the people that are coming in and what's going on here. So
that was just
okay. So anyway, Jillian, like I said, I want to welcome you to the show. We're going to have more people popping in and out, I'm sure, as things get going. And but in the meantime, if you like, let people know, what you do and who you are, and all that stuff.
Well, my name is Jillian Hendricks, and about a year ago, to this day, or roughly around, I had a near-death experience, and I was in the hospital. I had to have some limb issues taken care of, and it was my third procedure, and at the time, I had to do my anxiety and stuff. I asked to be put out, and from that breathing tube, I got 104 temperature, with a really bad infection from the breathing tube, and I ended up in ICU in the middle of the night, and it was terrifying. I don't even understand how I got so sick so fast. But I ended up having toxic shock syndrome, blood poisoning, and sepsis. And I'm a living, breathing miracle that miracles exist.
Wow.
I have been, since I've been out of the hospital, I have been seeing angels and light beings. I get captures of them. I'm able to channel them and send some kind of universal healing and activations out to the world. I'm so grateful to be alive, let alone blessed.
Wow, that is amazing.
Amen.
Wow. So,
it's something. Sometimes I'm just grateful to be alive. I mean, the angels and the light beings is just so magical on its own. It's just one, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just grateful to just be here in this present and this time.
Right.
The rest is just, wow, it's just blessings. It's just all blessings. And they're all miracles that I can share with the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, I don't know how. It's just how I look at it. I don't know. If I get emotional, I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
I had my awakening, enlightenment, people call it, in September. I had my journal. September of 2016, I'm looking exactly the date.
Wow.
September 8th. So I did have my awakening enlightenment prior to the near-death experience, but that's a story on its own. The awakening and the enlightenment, we can get into that, but
Okay.
just what I'm able to do in the abilities now is just a blessing, you know.
Yes.
I've slowly started accepting and I truly appreciate the donations. I have not been working, so this is a full-time job helping and guiding people,
Right.
sending activations, unblocking chakras. I mean, I just have a knowing. I don't know. It just is there.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't there before. But maybe it was and I suppressed it. I mean, I'm just remembering things. I think learning, sometimes remembering. It's just, it's going down the rabbit hole. Like I always talk about that analogy. It's going down the rabbit hole.
Right.
I've been told that this is something through my generation of family that this was handed down to me. I don't know the lineage as far as what it was. I know that it was a great grandma. No, Auntie Lillian used to read tea leaves, I found out. But I mean, this is just, it's a lot to take in.
Sure. Wow.
I just know things about people when I work with them and I start doing the energy work.
Uh-huh.
And like I helped when I talked to you the first time, I gave you an activation.
Yes. Absolutely. Pretty awesome.
And I told you your ears might pop, and they did.
Yes, they did. Absolutely.
People are just sharing just certain different testimonies and reviews, and it's just another thing I'm just blown away about. I don't know how else to say it.
Now, well, let me see, how do I ask this? Is there like a group of you that you belong to, or is it just you by yourself? I mean,
no, I'm on a mission. There's a lot of us.
Okay, cool.
Just so you know that, Clarence, the camera is frozen. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's up to you, dear. If you want to leave it like that, that's okay. Or you can reboot if you want, or however you want to do that.
Well, what would you like me to do?
Let me see here. I don't know if I can. Let me see here. Yeah, we may have to reboot you, I guess. That's what we're going to have to do in order to get you back on there.
Are you able to hear still as I'm talking?
We can try it. If not, just hang up and call me back. It's not a problem. So we can always reconnect. So we can do it that way.
Can you hear me, though, when I'm talking to you now?
Yes. Yep. I can absolutely hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. So everything I've shared, you heard?
Yes. Everything.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened with the camera.
Yeah.
I can restart if you'd like, or I can continue.
That's totally up to you. Actually, yeah, you know what? Let's restart it. I think you may be having an internet connection problem there. Maybe your speed or something on your internet might be messing up a little bit. But that's okay. We'll just play it as we can. So, yeah, if you want to quickly just call me back and we'll boot you right back up. Takes just a couple of seconds. Okay, cool.
I'll call you right back.
Very good.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
I'm going to get out of the phone because you're breaking up a lot and try to get in on the live blog.
Okay, Sharon. We'll see you over there. Thanks, Sarah. Alrighty. Okay. Well, that's okay. Things are working, but they're not working, so we're going to play it as we go, and we'll see what happens here. So, just bear with us, folks. Okay. Here we go. And we're live. There she is.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, it happens, and you know that's par for the course. So we'll just have to do what we got to do in order to keep it going. So.
Yep, burning my pillow right now.
What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to try taking my video off. Maybe that'll help your end a little bit, so there won't be so much interference there. We'll see if that helps. So we'll go that way. But,
okay.
And let me see here. I want to fix the camera just a little bit so people can see a little bit better.
So we're still live right now, right?
Yes, ma'am, we sure are.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What would you like me to? I was talking about the angels and.
Yeah. When did you actually see your first angel? How did that happen?
Okay. That happened on September. I just said it, but I don't know it by the heart. I should, but I don't. It happened September 8th, 2016.
September 8th.
Now, prior to this enlightenment, I had a lot of craziness going on in my house.
Uh-huh.
For 2 years up to that, and I have that all written down in the journal. It started March 23rd, 2015. Is when initially things just started changing and talking to me, and just I would have conversations with spirit apparitions, or watching like old time movie flicks on my living room wall, and I mean nobody else could see this.
Wow.
And this would just start happening, but the initial thing that happened was I noticed something in my closet, and it was really subtle, and I did get it on video, and I can send it to you if I could find it.
Cool.
But my Nana passed away, and she left me this like old-fashioned fortune-telling book made by Mattel, and it started like pushing out a little bit because I have it sitting on a shelf in my closet. And it started pushing out just subtly, just a little bit, but enough for me to notice, like to do a double take.
Right.
And then I noticed like a hanger that started moving up and down a little bit, just the top of it. And then I thought I was seeing things. So then I just started staring in my closet at a belt. My husband, we share a closet together, and he's got his belt hung up. So I'm like, if the belt starts moving, all right, I believe. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like something's going on.
Yes.
And the belt started moving.
Oh, no. I had a feeling you were going to say that.
So that was the very first thing that started happening. I think my mom was visiting at the time, and the same day I noticed some kind of action as far as something supernatural happening in the bedroom door. I started, so it's a plain wood door, and I started seeing things that they swirled, but they started swirling around and making a picture. And I saw a little girl about my daughter's age, and then I saw a man and a woman, and they were all dressed in native. And I mean, I'm not reading from my journal. I'm just speaking from what I remember, and like that was one of the things that happened. Also, my daughter had something going on in her bedroom that I noticed, and I was connecting with it with the lights, but the lights weren't on. It was like the blinds were opening and closing, but it was really like light versus dark, kind of like a shadow off and on. Wow. But it was in the middle of the day, and there was no window open or anything.
Wow. That's awesome.
She's speaking from her heart.
Oh, that's my daughter.
Hello.
That's my daughter. Say hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Hello. What's her name?
Her name is Waniknik Nawa, and she that means little songbird.
Oh,
She's
that's
actually
beautiful.
an artist. She's a self-taught artist. and her art page is Unique Now Soul Art Creations.
Fantastic. She's a beautiful girl.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But back to, so if that's not crazy enough, so I had that happen, and then my mom was visiting, so I know she witnessed it because if I called her up and like reminded her, she couldn't believe what was happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the first thing that happened, and then I would start just noticing different things that you wouldn't necessarily notice. And my husband would ask me if I was having a conversation, who am I talking to? And nobody. Really, I was talking to somebody.
Right.
but I wasn't like, I don't know, because it's kind of like I started going in a trance state or something. Again, I'm not reading from my journal. I can if you want me to, but that was just some of the situations that was happening. Also, I started seeing symbols, sacred geometry. I found out it was, but symbols and colors. I see energy. I've been able to see energy since the day that I noticed all these colors. I have no idea, but that's part of what I can do.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I see blockages in people, but I didn't know that until after I started like asking questions.
Right.
I just keep saying it's all awesome sauce. I mean, it's just one thing after the next. It's just mind-blowing.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just grateful to be alive. I cannot believe that all this other stuff has happened to me.
Oh, I totally understand. It looks like your video feed lost out again. Try to go on your bar and just shut off your video and then turn it back on again and see if it reconnects.
How do you do that?
Right in front of you, there should be like 3 things. There should say video, microphone, and something else there on your
Okay, I just touched something. But my daughter has this like toolbar out of stuff on the bottom, and I can't move my. Oh, I can move my picture. No, I can't move my picture.
It should be right on the bottom of your screen there.
Yeah, it's not doing anything. I don't know why. I was able to remove the bar, but I'm not able to get the video back.
Okay. Okay, there you go. And you're live. There you go. You did it. That's all you had to do.
Take 3. Take 3.
Yeah, now we know how to do it. So there you go. Fantastic. Alrighty. Cool. Yeah, that saves us from having to log out.
Yeah. I'm looking really red, it looks like, so I just wanted to change the lighting.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know. I notice I get red when I start talking all the time. I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's all that energy you got. That's what's going on. Yeah.
I try not to look at myself when I'm talking. I try to just go and speak from my heart. I mean, it's just one roller coaster ride after the next.
Sure.
And I love roller coasters, but like this is the most intense ride I've ever been on in my life. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
We were just at the VR place.
I used to be a skeptic and like it's just mind blowing when this stuff happens to you.
Oh, absolutely. I can remember with my experience, just, you know, and I had to live with it my whole life. You know, it happened when I was really, really young. And I feel for you. I really do, because I know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah, I mean, it changes you. You can't go back to the way you used to be. It changes you for the better. It's all blessings, but people around you, in your personal life or friends that you like, you're just outside of the box now. You're not in that box anymore.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly right. And normal people don't understand it either. You know, they think that you're just batshit crazy, so to speak.
I thought I was going batshit crazy. I'm telling you what, I personally thought I was going like it's crazy as a crazy person gets, but now I think that crazy is the new normal.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're going crazy, I should put on my Facebook, if you're going crazy, call me.
Mhm.
That should be my slogan.
There you
know?
go. Yeah. Exactly.
because so all this stuff started happening, and I couldn't believe what was going on. So then I was able to capture it on film. That's how I started taking pictures and videotaping stuff, because I was trying to get it all on camera, so I had proof to show my husband. Because I thought, okay, if he sees it, I'm not going crazy. But
Right.
he did see it. He didn't see anything that I saw. He didn't understand it, and then I found out that not everyone sees what you see.
Right.
And I said, now I'm back to the square one. Like, what am I going to do?
Right. Now we have a lot of people in our group that we belong to with Ancient Alien Theory. Yeah, you're a member of that group also. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that group. My goodness.
Yeah, there's 91,000 people I think there is, or something like that.
Yeah, it's some crazy amount. I mean, there's so many amazing articles in there. All this has happened to me, and I'm on Facebook, activating, sending healing, and helping people, or posting stuff. So I really haven't been able to get on to like the groups to read what was going on. But I heard what this was called, an enlightenment awakening. After I started talking to people, because I started reaching out to Ghostbusters or, paranormal people,
Right.
To find out what am I capturing, because I didn't know. I saw colors, but my husband didn't, and like I knew what I saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you had that sense that something was totally different, right? I mean, that's how.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I've been an empath my whole life, so I thought that was just normal.
Right. Right. Exactly.
I've also dreamed in color my whole life.
Mm.
And I've always remembered my dreams. And I guess those are all rare things.
It's funny because I do the same thing. And we had a talk about that, dreaming in color and stuff. And it's amazing to me how many people, well, you either there's like three groups. You get the group that dreams in black and white, which is a lot, 99% of them, I would say. And then you get the other part of the group that don't remember their dreams at all. And then you get the ones like us that dream in color. And it's so vivid. And I don't know if there's a significance between that or not, But it's just amazing how different it is between person to person,
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, like, I didn't have anyone to talk to about this. I mean, I'm thankfully blessed that I had someone to reach out to after I had my enlightenment awakening, when I could, like, call it a download or whatever. But I didn't know what any of that stuff was.
Right.
I'd seen the movie The Matrix. I didn't know what The Matrix was. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When I had my enlightenment that day, it was like for over 3 hours. I saw an actual computer unplugged from the wall, and I saw like all these Matrix numbers and stuff. Like some stuff you just can't forget. Like, it just changes you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I need to refresh one more time here, dear, and I'm going to look at some of these comments here that people are making. Let's see here. Lee Stacy wants to know if you ever feel fear.
Yes.
A lot, or just, or?
Okay, so I know I'm protected. I've been told by my guides. Being an empath, you always sense good and bad in people. When I first came on publicly and started sharing my story or my experiences, my husband was at the point where he just thought I lost my mind, basically. He just didn't understand.
Right.
I didn't understand it, but I understood it. If that makes any sense. Like, I knew what just happened to me, but there's not a word you can't explain this.
Right. And you're right. It is very hard to explain, and until people have been there or know of somebody else that has that same experience or whatever, they won't recognize it, and they don't know how to deal with it either. And it is hard with family and friends and stuff, because sometimes you just don't want to talk to them about it, because that they just, You automatically know what they're going to
terrified.
say. Yeah.
I was terrified. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, that's fine.
I was terrified when all this stuff started happening. Okay, so we're going to go into my enlightenment now. Prior to the enlightenment, so this was going on for 2 years prior to the enlightenment that I was speaking of. Okay, when the enlightenment happened, if anyone's familiar with poltergeist, the scene with the graveyard coming out, I think it's like a swimming pool or something. Like, I actually had to deal with something similar to that, because when you're open and aware of your surroundings and what's going on the other side,
Right.
they all want to connect with you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I could not imagine that.
Well, there's no words. I can't. I mean, seriously. At first, it was like a line. They were standing with a ticket. But there was one night, I don't remember if it's the same night, because I had like some intense, everything's intense, but some of it was like really crazy intense, like terrifying. We had a terrible storm, and I found some random person, Tamara Clark, I love you. She is like a soul sister for life for me. She reached out to me, and she helped me with my best friend, Monica Scott, and they were like throwing salt around the house, and well, Tamara wasn't, Monica was. Tamara was online on Facebook, but and she had like this little meter like thing to like register the paranormal activity back and forth. I don't know what those are called, but I'm sure people out there will.
Right.
And like got in my husband's face and said, "This shit's really going on," you know, and that just, I love her for that, because why would I make any of this up, you know?
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
So that was the very first time that I actually felt fear, as far as like the dark side, the enemy, whatever, because I saw it with my own eyes that night. I had to will it. I had to command it. I had to will it to leave. And I had to learn that, you know, you don't feel it with fear. You're scared already, then it's, you know, they're just going to come at you 2 times harder.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had to learn that, though. My husband, he just didn't get it, you know? He just didn't get it. I mean, I love him to death, but I understand. I'm not mad at him because he didn't get it.
Right, right.
Because if this would have happened to him, I don't know how I would have reacted.
Probably the same way. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, because I used to be the kind of person that if you couldn't feel it, touch it, explain it, you know, whatever the 5 senses are, you know, it didn't exist. And my husband got me watching Ancient Aliens, like you're talking about the group.
Right.
That show is like my favorite show, and I'm just so, like, I never seen anything like that. He got me watching that, and now I'm talking on these shows. And I'm in those kind of groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were talking about the mission, and they were talking about us changing everyone, helping humanity with raising the frequencies and vibrations. They were actually talking about everyone being on a mission.
There you go. Yeah. But what's really amazing about that too is the fact. Now I've never had the kind of experience that you have. At least I don't believe that's what it is. Because I actually seen, you know, entities or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The grays, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where yours is more of a spiritual thing. But the thing is that the more I talk to folks, especially like with you and stuff, I get a sense that it's almost the same type of connection in a sense. We have the same brain waves, so to speak. We have the same feelings as empaths. We all have the same kind of auras or whatever you want to call it, you know, around us. We get downloads in our minds. We get, you know, all kind of different things. So I'm not sure where the differentiation is, other than the fact that you have other and greater gifts than I do. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm on one path, so to speak, and you're on another. But it's all together, you know.
You're talking about the mission, and that we're all like a puzzle piece.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
That's what it feels like, and that we're all connected for a reason, and we're supposed to reach out to help one another to get that puzzle piece filled, completed. Absolutely. These are gifts and blessings, and that's why I haven't charged. I've just been accepting donations. I'm just still blown away by being alive and just grateful to be here on this mission. The light beings and the angels, they show themselves to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you something. Now, I've read articles and I've talked to other people. We've had them on the show and stuff that's had like near-death experiences. Some folks actually died and came back, and they've had special gifts and stuff, or they've seen things, you know, and whatever, visitations and different things like that. Do you think that you were ever visited before your near-death experience, or do you think that there's something connected to that?
I think that we're all connected in a way. I suppressed this at a young age. I do remember being open to it, seeing realms and fairies and stuff when I was younger than my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I have found out that where my mom lived when I was younger, I mean, I know from our experience that we had, our family experience, that she had a similar situation in our home that caused her to be really sick, and we had to have somebody come in and cleanse our home there.
Right.
And that night that people came in and cleansed the home, it was her best friend, and I don't know what tribe she was. I just remember her name was Lottie. Mm-hmm. But it was her best friend, Rosemary, at the time, and I was supposed to stay in my room, but I was a curious kid, you know, and I just remember them sitting around in a circle, whatever. People were saying, oh, it was a seance. No, it wasn't a seance. It was some kind of ceremony, and they were cleansing, I found out. Mm-hmm. Things were happening to me in my bedroom that day where I was into, like, Poison and, you know, like the big 80s bands and stuff. Mm-hmm. And my stuffed animals started talking, and, like, my crayons started writing by themselves. Just strange things that I remember that I just suppressed. I didn't talk about. Mm-hmm. I just knew better.
Wow. That's amazing.
I thought that was normal. And then I found out it wasn't, so then I just didn't talk about it. But I've always had the gift of being an empath and, right, like, knowing right and wrong.
Yeah, I think empathy is something that you're born with or without. And I'm not saying that as no, I'm not really sure how to put it after I just said that. It's like a certain aura that people are born with. Let's just put it that way. And you can call it a gift if you want, you know, which is what I call it, or whatever. But it's definitely a higher elevation of the senses, you know, especially, you know, towards other people and whatever. It's like, it's almost like a protection thing for me, you know.
Yeah.
I know evil as soon as it gets around me. I don't even have to, you know, think twice about it. I can just feel it, you know.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's really, and sometimes, I mean, it's just, I don't know, my anxiety level jumps to the highest level, and sometimes it's really hard to cope with, you know.
Yeah.
And other times it's just as calm as can be. So it's just, you know, it's really something.
It depends on the situation for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I totally understand that. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So
I keep letting my payload for
So when you were younger and you had these things going on and stuff, but you didn't really recognize it and whatever, so what, I mean, is throughout your life and whatever, did you just kind of blow it off, so to speak, until you're near death? Or?
Well, I started playing with tarot cards, and I have a crystal ball named Herbert for scrying, and just I've always been drawn to crystals and stuff. Mm-hmm. I started going to psychics when I was younger because I made a really bad decision when I was younger, and I thought it was a good decision at the time, but I got taken advantage of and lied to.
Right.
As far as placing my daughter up for adoption. It's supposed to be open adoption where you pick the family and meet them, and you have contact till their child's 18, but they were being investigated with another, or they were affiliated with an agency that was being investigated for selling kids. And my heart just, it just dies, just knowing that. And after signing the papers, and I've been searching for her all these years, and I started going to psychics to try to get some more information about her and the situation. As far as her whereabouts and
right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's how I got introduced to psychics and psychic mediums. And I used to pay a lot of money. I always thought that, like, it was just so fascinating how they just had that knowing about them and how they could do that, you know? I had never in a million years thought that I would be like that.
Right.
Anything like that.
It's just, yeah, it's remarkable. I mean, to have something bestowed on you, I you know, I mean, I know what happened with me, and I know how I feel about it and stuff, but for something as big as what you got, that's just, I just can't imagine that. I mean, I can and I can't. Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a lot to take in. It's one thing after the next.
It's got to be. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Unbelievable. We have a lot of people commenting here. I want to check in here. I'm so involved in your talk here. I'm not paying. I'm sorry, folks.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, she leaves with Dawn come in. Sharon's with us. Cool. Let's see here. We got Lee wanted to know if they are from other dimensions, if these beings that you see and stuff.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Who asked that?
Lee did. Yeah. Lee
Just
Stacy.
a random person named Lee. Yes, they are from different dimensions, and that's funny that he asked about that, because since I had my awakening enlightenment, I don't know, you know, just wake up call, I call it.
Right.
I mean, I try to keep humor in all this, you know what I mean? Because this is just so far-fetched.
Sure.
I mean, I got my kid in the background making a gingerbread house now. And, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like, I'm just a normal, whatever ordinary, normal, like, that was me. And this happened to me.
Sure.
And now I'm, you know, just taking it all in. So, yeah, first I started seeing 3D dimensions, and then I started seeing 4D dimensions and 5D dimensions. Somehow I astral project and I astral travel.
Wow.
Don't ask me how, but I fly. You know, that's just another, like, I just keep hearing or finding these messages out or learning about myself, and it comes to, I have to, like, look inside for these answers and trust myself and love myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And my whole body has gone through a transformation, body, mind, and spirit. I was so sick that all my hair fell out, like I had cancer. I mean, it's finally growing back. I have it up now, but it's finally growing back, and like it's just one miracle after the next. And the light beings, I see angels, because I don't see faces. I see light beings. I see angels. I see they're clear, iridescent, and they have a shimmer to them. And that's what I've always said. Just or live air. Like I went outside to take that picture, because I always take a picture before I do, you know, talk at all. And I had smoke just appear before my eyes.
Wow.
Like, yeah. I mean, I still can't get over that. I was telling you about something that happened to me this morning on a vision. I started having these visions.
Yes.
I mean, it's just one thing after the next. All blessings. I always say, thank you, universe. I'll take more. I don't know what more is, but I'll take it.
Well, let me ask you something now. This is this an everyday occurrence with you, or is there time off? I mean, do you get to relax any? I mean, is there like a pattern to this, or is it just a random thing that just you have to constantly deal with every day, day in and day out?
This
Only
is
on Saturday.
no. This is actually happened to me, and it's just been nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
She never.
People that have been friends with me on Facebook, they know that I used to just post pictures of my family, mainly my daughter, because I have family out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures of my animals. Like, I've always believed in good and evil. I've always believed in God, Creator, Mauna. To me, it's like Mother Nature. I've always believed in that personally.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the dark stuff, and like, I've always just believed in evil. Never in a million years. I know what my mom dealt with when I was younger, but like I said, I suppressed all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really feed good or bad into either one. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We'll have to refresh you. We'll have to refresh your picture one more time here. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an ongoing thing with that, I think. That's okay.
You know, it's like I said, I got my kid in the background making a gingerbread house. And, you know, it's almost 10 o'clock, and like, this happened to me, and like, I just keep saying wow all the time, and just what blessings. And everyone that I come in contact with, like, what an honor it is. Because I'm just so grateful to be on this earth in this time, in this present time, and just to witness all the changes that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, you know, yeah, I'm batshit crazy, but I'm not. I mean, crazy is the new normal.
Right, absolutely.
There is a reason why we're all here right now at this time. The light beings, the starships that I see above my house, I made friends with a telepathic healer. His name is Majin Choi. He was the first person I made friends with as far as the spiritual stuff goes.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to all this, besides Tamara Clark, who helped me when this was happening in my house.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even know what the spiritual stuff was because she didn't talk to me about it, and I didn't talk to her about it until afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
When my friend Monica came over and did the salt and stuff, I was at her house because I was terrified of the craziness that was in the house. And I thought it was followed me wherever I went. And I went to go to a local church, and like it was a waste of time. And like I thought that if I went to a church, they wouldn't communicate with me. I'd be on sacred ground. But no, there's something in the church. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just one thing after the next, and it was just. I swear it's like a movie. It's like a movie that you would want to watch because I love supernatural movies.
Cool.
And it's like suspenseful. You know what I mean? It's almost like a mini series or something. What's going to happen next?
Absolutely.
Someone going to jump out behind the corner. You know, it got to the point where I thought that this negative, evil stuff was following me everywhere. And I was at Monica's house, and I was sitting in her chair, and she gave me this necklace, and she put amethyst on me. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I was getting an electric charge, charging for a battle or something. For the first time. And this was before I had my enlightenment.
Wow, that's amazing. How long ago was that?
This, I had to do the camera again. I don't know what's going on. I guess it's energy. I just blame it on the energy. It was September 8th, 2016.
Now, you keep a journal of all this, right?
Yeah, I have a journal. Okay, so he was, Lee was asking questions about the dimensions.
Yeah.
I have it in my journal. I'm just looking for it if he wants me to read from it. I'm just speaking from what I remember.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this now. I want you to tell the folks exactly where you live and what the area is like that you're in, so people get the understanding. The reason why I say that is because Lee Stacy is also on a reservation herself and stuff, and tribal and different other things, and we have a lot of people that can relate to what's going on there.
Okay. Yeah, I live on a native burial ground. That's public knowledge now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was before.
Right.
I I started publicly sharing all this stuff just to help other people have the strength and courage to get on their path. I'm blown away every time I talk about it. If that makes sense. It's like I'm reliving it all over again.
Sure.
So Lee was talking about the dimensions. So I have written in my journal Thursday, August 25th at 12 a.m. Lots of colors, pale pink, and the first time, then yellow, orange, back and forth. So something must have been swirling around me. And then I started seeing a black door. Oh, I guess I saw the door before this, but it says that I've still seen the door there, but I'm afraid to go into the bird, and then there's an angel. And then I see some, like, alien head, but I didn't write that. It says people with big eyes. They're playing with the shadows. So there would be a shadow on the wall. Like, here's my hand, and, there's a shadow at the light. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they manipulate the shadows. And that's when I started seeing the dimensions.
Wow.
On my wall, on my, actually on my blinds. I have some dark blinds. My living room is very active. I call it the chalkboard, straight back. So where the picture of the native family I have up above.
See that, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, so.
You have to put it like this way.
Oh, well, okay, so straight back for me. That's the chalkboard. And then on the opposite side, I have a black curtain and I have black blinds.
Okay.
And they started becoming buzzy and blurry, vibrating.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Actually, now that I think about it now, yeah, they were vibrating, but I didn't know that that's what it was going on at the time.
Sure.
I hope I answered his question. I have everything written down from the shapes and the colors and everything because I just, it's just so mind-blowing. And like I said, I'm doing this not for myself, but to help other people get on the path and have the strength and the courage. But for my kids' generation, you know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
This is a global this is all about humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about just one person. We are all one. We're all connected and we all have a purpose here.
Right. Absolutely.
If I get off track, I apologize.
Oh, no, you're doing fine. You're doing absolutely fine.
I'm trying to not pay attention to what my child's doing unless she's been a kid, right? And it's Christmas time. Yay! And you know what, everyone? We didn't have a Christmas last year. Her Christmas was getting her mom.
Right.
Like, I survived that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this year I tried so hard to just make sure that it was all about her. We didn't do the lights. It's just been one thing after the next.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad it's working out, though. Really, it's fantastic. No doubt about it. She's such a cutie.
Thank you.
This is the most activity that she's done on
Live stream.
when I've done any of these shows. Normally just, tries to say hi and then go.
Sure.
So I'm pretty impressed. But she's being a kid, it's holidays, and
That's right.
you know what? This is her mom. This is what I do.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not bragging. Like,
I
this
can
is
get
what's
this
happening. This has happened to me, and like I'm just trying to process it all. But it takes. I don't have much time to process one thing after the next. It's just something new is happening.
Right. Sharon McQueen had a question for you. And she wants to know if you are seeking others like you to analyze some of your visions.
Everybody's gifted differently, and we all have, different blessings.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the visions. I have a vision that I just had, and I haven't shared it publicly. I guess I should.
Okay. It's up to you.
I just recently started getting these visions, but today I was sharing with you about Atlantis. And I saw, for the first time ever, I've had visions in the past, but nothing this extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I was waking up, but I was in a trance state. So I knew that I was awake, but I started seeing like a moving movie in my mind. But I had gone to sleep after I dropped my daughter off, and I get up at a certain time, and I was awake. You know what I mean? Shh, kid, stop. Sorry, guys. You just made me lose track of what I was saying.
Sorry, you were talking about Atlantis.
Oh, Atlantis, yeah. Okay, so my dogs woke me up because that's what they like to do.
Sure.
They like to be on they just like to be on high alert all the time. Especially with all this craziness going on. Like they are so alert with all this.
Oh, I can imagine.
If there was something that was negative in my area, energy field or whatever, they let me know immediately. But it was a picture, not a picture. I was underwater, and it was a door. And it was a very ancient, and it was very I don't even know how to explain it. There's like light language and symbols, and it was just the most beautiful door I've ever seen.
She tried drawing a picture of it.
I tried to draw a picture of it, but I'm not the artist she is.
Right.
And like I looked it up online, and I'm just blown away because, again, like have I not, like this is a lot to happen to anyone, and now there's more.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Like are we reading out of a book?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I mean, I've always looked at life as like it was a different chapter in your life, but in like the harder the things that were like emotional, or the harder that you went through something, that was a lesson that we had to learn, so we didn't redo that lesson. And I always believed in karma and thought that what comes around goes around.
Right.
But I never looked or like would put bad on anyone. Like I've always tried to find kindness and good in everyone.
Right. Well, you kill them with kindness.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But like, and I mean, it's not the easiest time. Like everyone has their moments, but I've like just never. I don't have a bad bone in my body.
Right. Understandably, yes. And I know that feeling. Yeah.
And what I saw today, I mean, I'm just blown away.
Man.
Does anyone know what that would mean? I mean, I know what it means, but I'm just wondering if anyone else is going to understand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll see if we can get somebody to comment here on it. Help her out, folks. Yeah. Hey, I see Omar's with us. Hello, Omar. Yeah.
Hey, Omar. Yeah, I shared with Omar today. Like, I'm just blown away.
Mm-hmm.
I was blessed to be on Omar's show when all this first started happening. I don't have the exact date, but we can put it in the comments or whatever.
Yeah.
That when all this stuff started happening to me, because I wanted to. Was it a year ago? I don't even know. Like I just.
260. It's been 265 days.
Wow. She knows the day. Look at that.
See how smart my child is? Like, I have numbers of like the sequences and stuff written in my journal that I had no idea what the hell these numbers mean. Like, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And notes on top of notes. Like,
You tried winning the lottery with them.
I did try to play the lottery with these numbers because I kept seeing the same numbers.
Like
right,
six,
why
six,
not?
six, six, six.
Sure.
No, not 6. It was not. It was, there's sevens, there's like multiple 7s and 8s and 9. Like, I don't know. There's so much, I got so many notes here. I haven't even opened the journal in a long time because, like I said, in order for me to go through it, like, to explain it, I want to go through it like it just happened. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I tell you, it's going to be interesting because you take that journal of yours later on and you can actually compile an actual manifesto and make a book out of it. I mean, why not?
I've been talking to people about that. It's funny you said that. I've been talking about that. I'm not one to write, but this is a story I'm telling you.
Well, but that's the thing. I mean, at least you're keeping track of it, and obviously it'll make something really great for people to read. I mean, seriously, I'd be interested in it myself. I love stuff like that.
I was seeing the shapes, and I have those written down, and I was seeing like squiggly lines, which meant water now, but at the time I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sharing about the division. No one commented about it, what the door was or anything.
Not yet. No.
Okay. Well, I never went back. I was going to go back and meditate and go deeper down the rabbit hole, but I had to, take care of my daughter and get her settled and stuff, and I just never was able to do that. It takes a lot for me to be able to have complete silence and just go
sure.
with the relax.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure when I'll continue on that journey, but I'd been there before. It felt like I'd been there before.
Wow.
And and I have Atlantis ties, and I know that people out there, a lot of them don't believe that it even existed.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been told that I had a very important, I have a lot of history with Atlantis, which I have no idea, because I've seen a documentary of when they said it really did exist, but that's the only thing I know about it. Oh, and the Little Mermaid with my daughter, the Little Mer people and stuff, and King Triton.
Right.
I don't know. All I can share is what I'm seeing.
They say Walt Disney knew the future. Nah, that's just me saying it.
Oh, dear.
Well, I'm wondering too if it's maybe more than just Atlantis. I mean, you go back into Greek mythology and different things like that. You talk about Poseidon and those kind of people, and stuff. And I mean, there's a whole history of water people, and different things. So it makes me wonder if maybe there's more to it than just Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? Or something different entirely. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but I don't know.
I'm learning. I drew what I saw. One of my dogs is coming up. They always have to come up. So I drew what I saw, and it was an arc. It was an archway.
Mm-hmm.
It was shaped like an arch, and there were lights around the archway.
Wow.
And then I saw a treasure chest with one pearl, and I saw a key.
Hmm.
I yell at my guides, the angels, whoever is communicating with me. I yell at them because my life is stressful enough. As far as the everyday, look at the world that we live in. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm trying to raise my child and be a good wife to my husband and be a good mama to my fur babies, and all this other stuff is secondary. You know what I mean? They come first.
Absolutely. Sure. Family and stuff always comes first. Sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this stuff just all started happening. I mean, I apparently had a premonition when I was really young, but I don't know if it was true or not, but my mom's house got broken into. I was at Girl Scout camp at the time, but whatever I told my mom, she didn't believe me, so she had me take a lie detector test or whatever, because there are a lot of things that got stolen out of our home. But when I came home from Girl Scout camp, all the stuff was found by the police department, which is, I've never told anyone this actually. Everything was found underneath the stairs or around the apartment complex, and she found out that it was actually her friends that set me up. Why you would be friends with someone that would set up a kid, I don't know. But I told my mom what had happened, and she didn't believe me. And that was my first premonition, and that was when I was really young. And I'm just now realizing that now.
Wow. So see, now things that happened way back in the past, you can start to answer. I mean, that's that's part of it, which is pretty cool.
Well, I think that yeah, exactly. And I think and I know that I've had all these traumatic, crazy experiences my whole life is so I can reach people and help them now, because I've had one hell of a life.
Can
And it's only made me a stronger person.
I say something real quickly?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
For y'all that are making a gingerbread house, you may be triggered because the icing is very, very sticky.
She's so cute.
It's all falling down.
Okay, settle down.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, you can tell I'm just a normal mom. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like this. Yeah, she's still making gingerbread house. You know what I mean? Like, this is her Christmas. It's like been different since I've been out of the hospital.
Sure.
I mean, not just all the supernatural stuff. Like, sometimes I didn't want to get out of bed. I keep receiving these downloads and I'm just exhausted. Do you know there's a thing called the Ascension flu? The Ascension flu. Like, what?
Yeah. I'll tell you a good one to talk to about that would be Leonard O'Neill. He's got a big group of people there, and I guarantee you he could answer that question without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. I was blessed to be on his show recently.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to have just amazing, extraordinary, incredible souls, just people in my life. The network of light workers and warriors and journalists and psychic mediums, like the list goes on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can spend a whole day just on my page with the articles that I post or my friends post or whatever.
Right.
Because I have such a variety of friends. But I was like that before. Because I don't know. I can say I actually know what you're talking about, because in my group of friends also, on Facebook and off Facebook and wherever, but mostly here, in these groups, I got tons of people exactly like that, And just recently here, I got hooked up with Omar and Neil and JD and Jeffrey Boyd and all them guys, and it's like, for whatever reason, that it's supposed to happen like this. I mean, this, you don't question it, and you take it all in stride, and you receive it, and you share with them, and they share with you, and it's just such a great experience all the way around. And it's just, you can't, you just can't describe it all, so to speak, but it's awesome. Nobody's competing against each other.
Exactly.
We're all equal, helping each other.
Right.
And it's beautiful.
Exactly. And you want to share that with people, and that's the thing that, what it's all about. And, there are people out there that need help and stuff, and they're always searching for people like yourself and whoever, and I think it's fantastic, that you're able to be able to do this kind of stuff, and it's great. And we need to refresh your picture one more time.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I started having a cigarette. I couldn't bear it anymore.
That's okay. Go right ahead.
No, I didn't turn it off though. It's got to be the energy.
Yeah, it's definitely the energy.
I mean, this is the first time my daughter's on the show in the background ever.
That's great.
And she's supportive. She's not, freaking out and mom's a monster or whatever. Like, this is all blessings.
Well, she's part of you, that's the thing.
Well, yeah, and when the day that I had my Enlightenment Awakening, I keep saying it that way because I just don't know what this is called. I like to call it a wake-up call, honestly.
Right.
But people don't understand it like that. So maybe I'm starting a new meme right now. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I opened her up to it that same day. I was guided to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was guided to do it with my friend, too. And my daughter was able to see the colors like I was.
Wow.
And that we'd put colors into each other's minds telepathically. It was just fascinating. Oh, well, this is all fascinating.
Sure.
But I mean, we would play a game, and then I would do it, and then I would play with the energy from my hands and do it in the water. and like change the color of the ceiling and stuff. Just fun stuff, you know, just playing
Wow.
around with it.
That's awesome.
It's kind of like you have superpowers. That's what I kind of, it feels like, you know, you're giving these gifts of superpowers.
Sure. Sharon McQueen had a question for you. It's pretty cool, too. She wanted to know, do you remote review on a subject, or are your current visions all at random?
I have remote viewed before, and I don't know how I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But I only know that that's what it was, is because I'm friends with I'm friends with a couple of different psychic mediums.
Mm-hmm.
This one in particular, her name is Anne Victoria, and she specialized in angels. And when I made friends with her at first, I thought that she was all the way in England. She even has an English accent, but she actually lives in Texas.
Oh my
But
goodness.
we got close, and she reached out to me right after I came out of the hospital, because she had similar experiences with the stuff that I dealt with my health.
Mm-hmm.
These visions, they're coming in more and more extreme. They were just like little movies, like old-fashioned pics, like Pony Express and stuff.
Right.
At first, and now it's like a movie.
Mm.
But not very long. It only lasted a couple of minutes. But I mean, when you have something like this happen to you, I mean, just this experience alone, you know, you're taken off guard, because this happened to me this morning at, I don't know, 11 o'clock or so,
Mm-hmm.
right before I picked up my daughter from school, because she has a half days today, due to the holiday and everything. I mean, you don't forget it.
Well, let me ask you something now. You say that, you know, it happened to you, say, 11 o'clock or whatever. And I know what my experiences are when it happens to me, but I kind of like to know what happens to you. I mean, you're wide awake at the time and whatever. Now, is this something that just, like, stops you in your tracks and you go into a trance kind of thing? Or is it just something, or is it just something that you think of and or, you know, what is your actual reaction to that when it actually happens?
I want to say, hell if I fucking know, because I was dead asleep. And I woke up, and I knew I was awake because I woke up to the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I started seeing things, and I had my hand I had my hand covered my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did it, but I did. And then I couldn't believe what I was seeing, so I uncovered my eyes, and I covered my eyes back, and there it was. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry for swearing, for people that don't like swearing, but like you got to have humor in this.
Right. Yes. I totally get it.
I'm mesmerized right now. I think that I've gone through a lot in my journey. I'm just blown away every day, it seems like, with something new. I mean, look what happened right before the show.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah.
And I was reading in my journal, and it's November 14th, 2017. My message was that I was a reincarnated archangel, so I had a walking experience that I found out about when I was really sick. That's why I had to go and be really sick. And that I'm the soul of Jophiel, which means beauty of God.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Just another amazing thing.
A reincarnation archangel. I wonder, how does that happen?
On a mission for humanity.
Yeah.
Okay, I really want to kill gingerbread houses because they're very, very hard to make.
Okay. There's my child. Yeah, everybody, I'm normal. I'm just whatever normal is. This really happened to me. I'm not batshit crazy.
There you
I'm
go.
not on any kind of medicine. I'm not on any drugs, and I have found Jesus. I wanted to talk about that again. I did go to church. Am baptized. I just want that to be clear. I used to go to cadets, so it was like Girl Scouts for the church.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many people were praying for me in the hospital. Complete strangers, churches and stuff. I mean, It is a miracle that I'm just alive.
Mm-hmm.
For all this other stuff to happen to me, that's just all blessings. I know it sounds crazy, terrifying, and some of it was, but like I am just so blessed and grateful to be here now.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I totally agree with you. Absolutely, absolutely. Sharon asked another question. She wants to know the wake-up call that you had. How long was that now?
That was over 3 hours. I can read that verbatim if they want me to. What had been going on? Did they want me to read it, or do they want me to just share it?
I'm not sure what she actually meant by the wake-up call. Is that a year ago wake-up call?
Or the enlightenment, yeah, my wake-up. See, I told you I started a meme.
Yeah, you started a meme.
Yeah.
You're going to see it now. You're flashing. You think you're going crazy. No, it's your wake-up call.
Wow.
Call Bright Eyes. She's got the answers. She'll help you.
There you go.
And then you can have like the numbers out in guidance or something. I don't know. I just try to find humor in all this, honestly.
Sure.
My enlightenment was a trance state, and it was over 3 hours long. At first, so I've seen the terrifying beings and the evil stuff. My friend at the time, she called on. She looked up a prayer for Saint Mother Teresa online, and she said that we kept saying it over and over and over. And she wrote in this journal because obviously I wasn't able to. She witnessed it.
Right.
Unfortunately, we're not friends anymore due to
differences.
What's happened to me.
Differences, Mom, is the correct word.
Okay, it is what it is, But so apparently we were saying it over and over and over, and then I started seeing whatever the negative thing was. Okay, I remember this part. It was negative. Like there was negative things around on the walls and stuff. So it was negative, then it was positive, and then it was negative, and that was positive, and then it was positive, and then it just pushed it down. And there's this angelic presence that came, like completely, like right before my eyes. Wow. And I was afraid of it at first because but I wasn't afraid then.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something new. But it was just beautiful, and I gave it permission, and let it come towards me, and it touched me, and that's when my whole world has changed. I mean, my world had changed prior to that with all the experiences, but that to me was normal. I mean, I had dealt with stuff like that before.
See, when you don't give up, your gingerbread house doesn't fall.
She's so cute. Yeah, I want to say hi to Christina. I see she's in with us. She's from Romania and now living in England, I think it is now.
Hi, Christina.
Pretty cool. Trying to think. I had a question here on the top of my head. I'm trying to remember now what it was.
Okay. And was I supposed to keep reading from the journal?
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead. Yep.
Okay. No, I'll take the question.
Well, no, it was my question, and I'm trying to think. Okay. When you do your meditations and stuff like that, and you're seeking guidance or whatever it is you're looking for, or whatever, are there specific tools or anything that you actually use or help you use, or can you do this without any tools? I mean,
I shut my mind down. I just shut it down. I don't meditate like you think meditating. I used to think like you sit in an apple crisscross applesauce position.
Right.
And you have your hands out and you chant. I've never done that personally.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do that. Who knows what's going to happen? But I've just learned to shut my mind down. I was blessed to have a spiritual advisor that came. Well, she was already in my life, but I didn't know that she's about this. She's a Reiki master. She's a life coach. She's just an amazing lady. Her name is Tina Keenan. And she reached out to me and gave me the tools. And Monica helped me and went with me on different things. And I learned how to just shut and just let it flow and let it come in.
Right.
Because I'm telling you guys, I was going batshit crazy. Like I thought I lost my mind.
Absolutely. Yeah.
At first, stuff was going on.
Well, I know that feeling. I surely do. And I still have it. I mean, it's, yeah, absolutely.
It's just one thing after the next. Do you want me to continue reading?
Oh, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay, so I lost the train. So it was okay. So angelic presence. So it was like 3+ hours staring at the walls. She says on my porch talking to me when she was starting to see colors and the animals and the entities and the angel patterns and the symbols and the evil entities just diminished and they went away. Then all of a sudden I started seeing one color of a rainbow at a time on part of her wall, and they're all different colors, and every color to me meant something, but I have no idea what it meant at the time. But apparently I spoke out loud to her the whole time, telling her what I was seeing and finding and feeling. At the time that my girlfriend witnessed all this happening to me, my daughter witnessed it too, and my daughter wanted to see what I was seeing. So I guess that's how I was guided to show her. And it says I concentrated on sending her the energy, the power, the abilities to open her up. So then all of a sudden my daughter started seeing the colors too. And then all of a sudden, me and my daughter both started seeing the colors. It says I took my friend's hand and I tried to show her the same as my daughter, but she was only able to see one color and then it was gone. And then it says, Jillian received a great gift that day. She calls it a download. Needless to say, she was a bit exhausted afterwards, I'd say. This happened. I think after this happened, she was able to make a lot more sense out of what she saw on her own walls in her own home. She's got other stuff written down, but I got to find it. Yeah. But I mean, it changes you.
Now, here's a question for me. Now, you mentioned that your daughter could see these things, but yet the other person couldn't, and she's supposedly a master.
No, that's not the same person.
Okay.
The person. Tina Keenan.
Wow, look
she
at
knew
that
exactly
screen.
What I was talking about, and she helped me. She said that it was a download that was the biggest download I'd received in my life, or something, a huge download. I don't know what she called it exactly. Mm-hmm. My friend that witnessed it, that actually read my journal that day for me. She was only able to see one color, and then it disappeared.
Okay, so she's just a normal person, then. Is that right?
What?
She's just a normal person? She doesn't have the abilities? Oh, okay.
I don't know what she has the ability to, because, like, I did take pictures I've been taking pictures through this whole journey, and she would point things out to me that I didn't see at first. So I don't know. I think, honestly, that we all have these abilities. We just have to be open to them. Right.
I've always said that, yeah.
Open-minded, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what triggered all this.
But you know what? I kind of recant on that a little bit. And the reason why I say this is because of the good and evil thing that goes on in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't think everybody can do this. I think that you have to have a certain type of spirituality to begin with, something that you're actually born with, whatever you want to call it. And those people, will be the ones that will be able to maintain that. Where the other ones, they're born to be ugly and evil. They're never going to get it. And that's, I think that's all part of it. But that's just my thought. Now, I could be totally wrong on that. Maybe it is for everybody. I don't know. But that's just the way I see it. I could be totally off.
I did feel that at one point at the very beginning, but what I've witnessed and what I've learned is that the negative energy, they don't have feelings. They don't know how to have emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So they just they can't be.
And that's so true. They don't have emotions. I've seen people do some of the ugliest things in the world, and walk away like you know, like nothing happened. And I'm like, how can you do that and not have any kind of feeling towards that person or whatever? I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, no emotion.
Out there, yeah, there's just people out there.
Actions speak louder than words.
Oh, my daughter says actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
And I give up on building this.
I just send unconditional love out to any and everyone, and hope, you never know what someone's going through.
Right.
Not saying that that's the right thing, but we all make poor choices in our life.
Well, sure.
I mean, I'm not perfect. By no means.
Well, neither am I,
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm not saying what's right is right, but I just don't, I've always thought that two wrongs don't make a right.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So, and I saw it like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think bad people like that, though, can be changed? Or do you not think so? I mean...
I always found good in everyone.
Okay.
I've really tried, my whole life, I've always paid it forward, and I've just always tried to find good in everyone, and have always been kind. So I don't know, everybody's got different circumstances and different things that happen in their lives for different reasons. I mean, I can't believe that I'm talking to you and sharing these experiences with you, with my child in the background. Like, this is just normal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, this is normal to me. Crazy is the new normal, but like, I was just so mind blowing. Just one thing after the next.
Absolutely.
I'm just an average person, a little small peon, and just had a wake up call one day. I mean, and ever since then, like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Believe it or not,
kind of like X-Men or the Gifted, or
building this gingerbread house.
And then there's her in the background making the gingerbread house. But it's like I'm a mutant all of a sudden. But mutant, we only love. We just love unconditionally.
Yeah, absolutely.
My
light board here is lighting. I got numerous people calling in. This is unbelievable. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 callers all of a sudden. Bang, 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 right in a row here. Let me see if I can boot up a couple of these guys here. Let's start off. This is a 213 area code.
Are you doing live calls?
Yeah. Hello, caller. You're with us?
Hello?
Yes. Good evening. How are you?
Yes, my name is Dr. Joshua Higgins. I'm doing pretty good tonight. How are you doing?
Good.
Hello, Dr. Joshua.
Well, that's good. I guess I did have a paranormal experience about a few months ago, and I don't know if my eyes were just deceiving me or if this could be real.
Okay.
And I was hoping that you could potentially shed some light on this situation.
Sure.
That's what this is all about.
I've been through paranormal events in the past. Like I've been, I really didn't buy into, telepathy, all this type of stuff, until I saw a person, or it was like a figure, shapeshift into a squirrel.
Okay,
I don't know
you're
if
talking
I was
about shapeshifter.
hallucinating at the time. Have you experienced anything like that?
I've never seen a shapeshifter.
I have.
But I've had 2.
I have.
Okay, I don't know what my child is saying.
I've seen one.
She's 10 and a half. She could. I don't know.
I did.
Okay, she is native. I have had things morph in front of my camera, like smoke, twice.
Right.
That's the only kind of morphing thing that I've seen. I've never experienced. I don't know how I would react experiencing something like that, because I've experienced so much. I guess I would be a little calm compared to the average person. But that's definitely a shapeshifter. Did you feel a negative presence or a good presence around it?
Well, I felt a very negative presence. I felt like it was a deceptive squirrel. I didn't know. The squirrel really, I could feel the negative energy. It was eerie. It sent chills down my spine.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's all me. It got me really paranoid. I don't know.
Oh,
if you
no,
had that
they do that
experience
on purpose because they don't want us to wake up.
When you feel a presence staring at you.
Right.
Yes. Yes, it's terrifying. It's
Wow.
absolutely terrifying. And I'm talking about, like, I love scary movies. I'm one that's always loved supernatural shows. And, like, I'm living a supernatural show.
Right.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've never.
Is that the only thing you've seen like that though, or have you witnessed anything like that afterwards?
No,
Or
well, other things I dismissed. I've heard voices in the past, that type of stuff that I was like, okay, I'm just hearing something that may not be real. But with this, I knew my eyes could not be deceiving me when I saw a figure shapeshift into a squirrel. That wasn't too big of a transformation, right?
Absolutely.
They're trying to keep you in the box and
that really
make
turned
you
me to
think.
the edge. And I bet other people have seen figures shapeshift into squirrels too. They might just not want to admit it. I feel like it's a phenomenon.
No, it is. That's why I came publicly and started sharing my story and my experiences, because I want to help people. I want to help you guys. So crazy is the new normal. Honestly, this stuff is really happening. The veil is really thin, and things that we've been told, we've been deceived. I pretty much feel like I've been brainwashed my whole life.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, because I've heard with one of the other radio show hosts I listen to as well. His name is Dr. Clayton Douglas. He's also on Blogtalk. He mentions a story where a man named Dr. Lynn Horowitz, he shape-shifted in an elevator. I didn't believe him at first until I saw the squirrel.
Right.
Apparently, Dr. Horowitz started turning red, and he was going back to his true reptilian form. But I couldn't believe it until I saw it, with the squirrel. So I guess shapeshifters are a regular occurrence now.
No,
I was blinded by the lies in the past.
Right.
I could see.
And I've heard a many story about shapeshifters and stuff, and you read a lot of articles about them also. And people are forewarning other people about it. And it's quite an interesting subject when you get down to it. And I myself have never experienced it per se, even though my entities that I had were as real as you and I. You know what I'm saying? So they, but they never changed into anything. But if you want to go back and read something really interesting, you can read the Bible. And I'm not, I'm out of religion now. I don't want to get off on a tangent here or anything. But
I think the Bible has half truths. I've never really been that familiar with the Bible, but I'll tell you what, I have the Bible now and I read it to understand different parts that have happened to me, if that makes any sense.
But you read all these stories, especially, religious texts and different things like that, and there's constant shape-shifting of all kind of different entities and stuff like that, And not even just in religious, but in just, Greeks wrote about it, Babylonian wrote about it, everybody wrote about it. So there's got to be something to this. I mean, it's just, yeah. So it definitely does happen, no doubt about it.
Well, they want to keep us in a fear state. Dr. Joshua, they want to keep us in a fear state.
I think it could be a shapeshifter because I've been so traumatized. That's what my mindset has been changed so much that I think every squirrel I see outside, since I saw that one, it could be a shapeshifter.
Right.
Right.
And they want to traumatize you because they want to keep you in fear.
It changes my entire life perspective.
Sure, absolutely. Wow, that's something. Yeah, so now every time you see a squirrel, you're going to wonder if it's one of those other entities or not. Yeah.
But you have to get over that fear in order for you to have your own experience, your own ability, wake-up call. Let's just call it a wake-up call. It just sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you find me on Facebook, I give people the tools and the guidance to help.
Yes.
And also, I'll keep on listening on my laptop. I appreciate your call. Well, thank you for the help.
Well, thank you for calling. Absolutely. And by all means, please, give us a shout back. I'd love to talk to you more about that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Welcome to friend me on
give
Facebook.
more insight about the shape-shifting squirrels and Dr. Lynn Horowitz, and the Alaskan pipeline as well.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate the time.
No, thank you. Okay. All righty.
if you want to put my information out, if people want to add me on my Facebook or my business page, it's Infinite Blessings and Beyond. Healing by Bright Eyes. I started that so people could start writing reviews. My main page is just Jillian Hendricks. And a lot of people just follow me because I'm usually at my max limit of friends.
Cool. Okay, this is a 720 area code. Hello, caller, you're with us?
Hello, this is Phil Yakuchi.
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Hello.
Oh, pretty good. I have a story. My wife Sharon, she disappeared a few years ago. She was in a trip in the Caribbean. I don't know if she went through the Bermuda Triangle or what, but
Well,
I
I'm
just
so
thought
sorry.
I'd share that she was on a boating trip and she never came back.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not sure what to
What's
say.
your take on the Bermuda Triangle?
Well, wow. Yeah, that's a deep subject there.
That's a show on its own.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, it is.
The Bermuda Triangle.
My daughter's fascinated by the Bermuda Triangle.
Absolutely.
I know the coordinates exactly.
She came home with a book.
One.
No, I don't.
Anyway, settle down. Settle down.
Okay, guy, I got you. I think he's pulling our leg here, is what he's doing.
Well, I really miss my wife, Sharon Yakuchi. You
Okay.
guys have a great night.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you very much. Yep. That's another troll. And we have two more here.
Maybe his wife is listening, and
No, I caught what he said. I didn't catch it at first. He got me. Yeah, and it happens. Yeah, it's okay.
well,
Yeah.
but there are people out there that have had experiences like that, and
Sure.
you just don't. So I'll hold space for him.
Yeah. Well, we got two more numbers here. They're both almost identical. They're both from 317. I'm hoping these aren't trolls, but we're going to give them a shot anyway. This is 317258. Hello, caller.
Hello, my name is John Longfeather. I'm calling from Seymour, Indiana, home of John Mellencamp.
Awesome. I love John Mellencamp.
Absolutely. Yeah, good singer.
Great
No doubt.
tune. Great tune.
The phenomenon that I have experienced is chemtrails. Have you ever spoken about chemtrails?
Oh,
I've
absolutely.
never spoken about chemtrails personally,
Yeah.
but I know all about them.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God. The problem that I experienced,
God.
I am an indigent American. I am a Lakota. And
Okay.
ever since my
Okay, my
parents
husband and my daughter are both
my
Ho-Chunk.
homeland, which is South Dakota, I am no longer around my people. But I do try to get to commune with nature as much as possible.
Sure.
And sometimes I will be outside hopping around in my yard doing a traditional Lakota sun dance, and I will notice in the sky that airplanes are flying over and depositing God knows what chemicals in the air. And a problem I have had is chronic erectile dysfunction, and I believe this has something to do with the pollution left behind by these top-secret government operations known to some as chemtrails. Do you believe there is any possibility that this chronic erectile dysfunction could have had something to do with the chemtrails?
Chronic erectile dysfunction. Yeah, I've never heard of it. That's a good one. I like that. Chronic erectile dysfunction. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's not so funny. My wife has taken to calling me, instead of Johnny Longfeather, she calls me Johnny Bent Arrow.
Okay. Well,
It's very insulting.
yeah, I understand. Well, I don't know what to tell you, guy. Yeah.
You have been no help at all.
No, I'm sorry.
I curse you.
Okay.
Good day.
Thank you.
You gotta have laughter in there.
Well, of course you do. And I'm sure this next one, being it's from the same area code, is probably another one. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. 317 area code, hello. 790. You're on the air. Go ahead. Okay,
Wow.
obviously they're not going to answer. So this is what happens, you know, and like I said, this happens, and you know, what can you do?
You gotta laugh. You just gotta laugh.
Well, that's just it. And you know, we were talking about, you know, the good and the evil and whatever, you know, and blah blah blah, and and this, and people go out of their way. You know, this is what's funny about it, is they will actually go out of their way to do this, and it's like, you know, what's the point? You know.
No point.
You know, no, there isn't. But it's okay.
Right.
You know,
I got big Halo.
it is what it is. So.
It is what it is. That's right. And this is my life, and I'm sharing personal experiences and my story, and I'm a living, breathing miracle. I'm here, and miracles exist.
Exactly. Yeah. 317. You know, I'm not even going to bother with you there, guy. I'm sorry. You know, we're just going to shut you off. Nice try, though. Thank you.
But I say crazy is the new normal, and I'm waiting for them to make a meme about that. Crazy is the new normal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Give people your site again, Jillian, just in case they missed it.
It's Infinite Blessings and Beyond, Healing by Bright Eyes.
Okay.
And then my main Facebook page is Jillian Hendricks.
There you go. And we'll post that all up on the Closer Encounters page also when we're done with the show and everything.
I also have Bright Eyes Hendricks at Heal Me, HEEL me.com, and that's with Sarah Summer. And that's a pretty magical story how I met her. I mean, it's just one magical thing after the next.
Oh, cool.
And we're going into business together.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I hope that works out for you.
She was just a girl that, a young lady that I met. My daughter and I went to go visit my best friend in Kenosha.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, Racine. It was Racine, excuse me. And we were on the train, and we were coming back home, and Sarah's an artist, and she is an amazing healer herself, very powerful. And she had a service dog named, what is his name? Avi. And we were in the observation cart, and they were doing art and sharing snacks and stuff, and the pup was sleeping, and this is a couple hour train ride.
Mm-hmm.
And people were passing by and stuff. There was a table of Amish ladies, young girls. There's a lot of Amish people actually on the train that day. But there was a table of young girls playing cards or something across the way, and I'm just trying to visual that day, and people were walking back and forth. The dog was sleeping under the table.
This old lady.
And this little old lady, you know, you can just tell people's energy or whatever, but I was caught completely off guard. So was Sarah, so was my daughter, so was the dog, Avi, because we were just having a nice time, you know.
Right.
And she goes, ouch! Your dog bit me. And like, we thought she was kidding. And she actually made a big fuss about it and tried to get poor Sarah thrown off the train, because the next little man that passed by after Sarah was upset and my daughter was upset and I was upset and the table across me, like, we're like, what are you talking about? The dog was already riled up.
Mm-hmm.
And he did bite someone.
Oh,
so
wow.
that lady got Sarah thrown off. She was going all the way to Seattle, Washington.
Oh, my goodness.
So I brought her and her pup home. Yes, a complete stranger. And
But my dad usually doesn't allow people in our house, and he let her in.
yeah, my husband is like really picky with people.
Sure.
Most people bring home animals. I like to help people. I've always helped people.
It was like his soul changed that day. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's cute.
My husband, I explained the situation, and he opened his arms, and that's why I married him, is because of his heart, if he is listening. I love him so much unconditionally, and I married him because I married my best friend, and he's just...
Aww, you're trying to give out a quote.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, that's how I
Sure.
fell in love with him, you know, because of his heart and
Absolutely.
his soul. But we opened our home up to her, and she's been family ever since.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Who does that?
Yeah, exactly. Who does
You know
that?
what I mean?
Yeah.
We do.
There you
The
go.
Hendricks. We call ourselves the Hendricks crew.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we should have T-shirts made up. The ground crew. Because honestly, back to the mission, there's lots of us that are on this mission for humanity to raise frequencies and raise vibrations and to help everybody. I was talking before. I know I'm like all over the place, but I get back to that subject.
Mm-hmm.
That my first person on Facebook, besides Tamara Clark, was Majin Choi, and he's the telepathic healer, and he works with the blue beings. He works with the Arterians.
Right.
And I believe it's Palladian too. And he sees them. I've only seen him in dreams, but he works with them. And the first thing that I said to him when I found him is, I'm like you. I mean, hello, like I was like a part of his family in another life or something. I call him my big brother.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, I'm not usually that, I don't usually get along with, like I have a very big heart and I'm very kind and stuff, but I don't know what my child's getting her dog.
Yeah, Ariel, this is how you.
I'm very kind and I have a very big heart, but I've learned through the years that, there's takers and givers out there, and I'm more of a giver than a taker.
Right.
It's very messy to build a gingerbread house.
I can't believe she's even up still right now.
It fell over after 2 hours.
It's got to be the energy because she's like just so happy.
That's great. I'm glad to see it. That's wonderful.
I really don't know. She's never been this active on any show I've ever been on.
That's a good thing. Sharon wanted to know what it was you were cured from again. She didn't quite catch it the first time when you explained it at the beginning of the show.
Okay, they thought I had cervical cancer, the highest grade, before it turned. But it never was cancer.
I have to set up my gingerbread house, okay? Thank you. When the show's over. I'm gonna watch My Little Pony in silence.
That's key. That's her cue that she's gonna go to sleep soon. So it was the third procedure. It was called an abulation. It's a normal, simple procedure that most ladies go through all the time. Mm-hmm. But due to my stress and anxiety levels with things that have happened and how much trauma I've had, I just asked and fought. Actually, I fought really hard to get put under because the second procedure that I had was just really difficult for me, and I don't even remember what that was called. But the procedure was right before you have a hysterectomy.
Okay.
And my doctor said, let's try this first. Well, now I'm like afraid to go back to the doctor. It's been a year now. And my best friend and my husband, they're like, you need to get back to the doctor. We just found out that our doctor's retiring. So I'm like, well, he's going to retire. So now if I tell him about all these things that have happened to me, I'm not going to force him into retirement. Right. And I mean that joking, like, because I love our doctor. He's like family to me. Mm-hmm. But I make a joke about it because this is not something that you just tell your doctor about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey. But I will, and I plan on it. And and I have the credentials for the different shows that I've been on, and I've been blessed to share my story worldwide, and it's the same story. Absolutely.
So we
were talking about that before.
Yes, and I got to ask you this now. After all this time has gone by, well, it's only been a year now or whatever that you've really gotten really into this. I'm not really sure how I should ask this, I guess, but what would you really like to see happen with all this, in the near future, as far as your healing and your other work goes?
For everyone to get along, for everyone to stop hating each other and competing against one another. Mm-hmm. This light's acting weird, so I'm trying to fix it. There's good times in the house. I call this the house of magic. Honestly, for everyone just to get along and see that we all bleed the same color.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor was on earlier, Dr. Joshua, and he was speaking of reptilians. There are negative entities out there that are reptilian and the draconians, but there's also hybrids, and they're not bad.
Mm.
They're on the same mission as me.
Wow.
So it's all, yeah, it's, and I've had my own experiences with the reptilians and finding out, you know, when you talk about aliens or ETs, spaceships, starships,
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm thinking maybe there's like 9 different species out there or something. I get online and look on YouTube, and there's like an encyclopedia. And that's my introduction to like all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they talk about like the Anunnaki, if I'm even pronouncing that properly.
Mm-hmm.
Just all these different beings and stuff. And
Right.
I mean, I was, you know, when this was all starting to happen to me and everything was connecting, like, what the hell is connecting with me and why?
Right.
You know, that's what was going through my mind. And then when I found out that it was aliens, ETs,
Mm-hmm.
angels, you know, light beings, you know, call it what you want. They're blessings. They mean no harm.
Right. And that's the thing I get from it. And I've heard other people say that they're demon-like and they're out to get you and stuff, which
There is bad.
there is bad,
They're
absolutely, yeah. And I
Those are lower dimensional
Right.
entities that are lower frequencies and our vibrations are much lower, and they're emotionless. They have no emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But I just throw love bombs at them. I just throw love bombs at everybody now. I have no fear.
Well, that's fantastic.
You have to have no fear to be able to be on this mission.
Now, see, I don't know if I can do that part. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm afraid that I would have fear, to a sense.
Well, it was terrifying at first, like I said.
Well, I only say that because of, you know, I only say that because of the empath part of me. And it's not really, I don't know if I usually say fear, other than I just wouldn't want to deal with it, I guess. You know.
Oh, you don't want to deal with it. It's in your face and you can't help it.
Well, that's true too, I guess.
There.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was told that so I have a soul contract, and I signed up for this mission a while back, and I'm like a sleeper. But like, I don't remember a pamphlet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I remember bits and pieces of my past life now, with these visions that are coming through and stuff. But I'm still just at an awe, because I'm just like, what the hell happened? I know a lot of people, and some amazing and very intelligent people, you know, out there. They just don't believe in ETs or aliens, and all I have to say is, you know, wait till you have your own experience. You have to have your own personal experience
Mm-hmm.
to understand what I'm talking about or sharing. Does that make sense?
It does, but I want to kind of throw this out there too, and I'm not trying to knock you or anything like that. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But I believe, and it's just my belief, it's my thought, that not everybody's going to get these experiences for whatever reason. You know.
And see, I thought that they would.
Right.
This is my thought process is that people that are in like Reiki and devoted their whole lives into this kind of spiritual, you know, you shop at the co-op and you eat organic food. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the whole new age thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you automatically have that, and you're right. Not everyone has this wake-up call, experience,
Right.
awakening, enlightenment, whatever.
Right. And that's what makes me question a lot of it, because I wonder why, like for myself, and I can only say this for myself, but why was I chosen? Was it a random thing? Or was it something that happened at birth? Or was it a futuristic thing that they already knew was going to happen with me long before I was born? You know?
I think it was futuristic, and I think we're the sleepers. I think we're the glitch. You ever see that movie? Oh God, it's a kid movie, Wreck-It Ralph.
No, I don't think so.
You're older. Well, I have a kid.
Okay, so
And
there you go.
I love children's movies, but
Sure.
yeah, it's a children's movie, and they have a glitch in the movie, and that's like the whole thing, and we're like that glitch. Like the government, we are the disclosure. People like me, people on the mission, people that have had their wake-up call, awakening, whatever you call this, we are the disclosure. I was telling you, I feel like I'm a poster child.
Sure.
For this.
Sure.
Because this and my guides and the angels, the beings, everybody, they just laugh because they just love my energy. I'm like a little school kid. You know what I mean? I just get excited about everything.
That's fantastic.
Like it's the first time I've, seen something.
Sure.
Because to me, I have, and the way that I'm expressing it and, sharing and coming forth and everything. I mean, this takes a lot of strength and courage, yes. But I mean, it's just so mind-blowing and magical, and just you have to believe in the magic for it to exist.
Absolutely. Yes. And I think that's part of it too. You do have to believe in it, But there again, when I was young, I didn't know anything about it. I had not a clue.
Right.
And it wasn't until and I suppressed that for many, many years until I got older. And it wasn't until a TV program was on that I actually made the actual connection. And
90 seconds.
So, well, there's my 90-second warning. Wow, time flies. Oh my goodness. Jillian, I want to thank you so much for being on. Don't hang up yet. When we're done, I still want to talk at you after the show here.
Okay.
So hang on with me. But I'm going to have to end the program here really quick. But I definitely want to get you back on.
60 seconds.
Okay, I hear you.
Can't believe it was flowers already. Wow.
Yeah, he does something. But I want to thank everybody that's on the live stream with us. Sharon and Aston's with us. Lee and Christine and everybody. Gail, everybody that's popped in there. I can't see all the names, but I want to shout out to you. Thank you all for showing up. Bless everybody. A great group of people that follow us, and I love them all. And they keep this show going, and that's what it's all about.
Bless it.
Yeah, absolutely. In the same note, I want to give a shout out to Omar with WatchersTalk.com, Neil Gar from Portal to Ascension, Leonard Leonard O'Neill with Orion Rising, Dino Ewalt with Paranormal in the Night, J.D. Jeffrey from AncientAgenda.com, and Jeffrey Boyd Jr. also with Independent Research Society. All those that I mentioned, you guys join up with them. Check them out. Fantastic groups. And, that's what we do. We're out here to spread the word. I want to thank everybody once again for being here. And we'll be back tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Central. We'll have another show up. So keep an eye out, and we'll catch y'all later. Thank you very much.
Blessings. Thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor.
You're very welcome. I want to thank you all for listening to Closer Encounters. Please remember to like, follow, and share. And until we meet again, rise to the skies. Thank you.